Hey guys, today I'm filming a really exciting tag video. This is called the Designer versus Drugstore Makeup Challenge. It was created by Rochelle and Jen from Glam Moms, and I love their channel. You guys should definitely check them out. I'm going to have their videos in their channel linked down below. They are so nice. They upload really consistently, which of course I love, and I really enjoy their videos, so definitely check them out. And I will be tagging a bunch of people, so check down below, see if you're tagged. If you're not tagged and would like to be, just let me know and I can add you to the list. And I will have all the categories listed down below, so you can just copy and paste them and follow along with me. So basically this tag is picking your favorite drugstore and high-end version of a type of makeup product, and then if you had to choose between the two of them, which would you choose? So I'm just going to get started with primer. My favorite drugstore primer is the NYX Pore Filler. I like this. I think it's a good dupe for Benefit Professional because it has a tint to it as well, which when it's on your skin you don't see it at all. But this fills up my pores really nicely, and I really love that. And my high end is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This did absolutely nothing for me. I don't understand why people rave about this. I didn't notice a difference whether I wore this or no primer, so I might as well wear no primer and save myself some money. So definitely NYX Pore Filler is the winner. So now for foundation, I have two favorite drugstore foundations, one that I like spring summer and one that I like fall winter. So my spring summer pick is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation in Porcelain, and then my fall winter foundation favorite from the drugstore is Revlon Colorstay in 150 Buff. So I don't have the Revlon. I finished that up, so right now I've just got the e.l.f. that I'm working on. And then my favorite from high end is the Estee Lauder Double Wear I Am in 1W1 Bone. If I had to choose, I would 100% choose this. This is my holy grail foundation. The shade matches me so perfectly. It has a beautiful coverage, a beautiful finish, and a great lasting power. So this is definitely my favorite. I'm a very, I love my drugstore makeup, but I will spend the money on this. I think it's great. I love the e.l.f. and the Revlon. I think they're great, but I don't think they are as amazing as the Estee Lauder. So I would choose this. So now on to under eye concealer. My favorite from a drugstore I don't currently own, but that is the Maybelline Fit Me. I think that gives really nice coverage, and it's very inexpensive. And then my high-end choice is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I have in C15. I would probably just choose the Maybelline because I don't really have a lot of darkness under my eyes, so the Maybelline works just fine for me, and it's much cheaper. So I think I would choose that for under eye concealer. This is a really great product. I'm really liking it. And I know people, this is their holy grail, so maybe if I had like a whole bunch of darkness to cover up, I'd be really impressed with this. I mean, I think it's good, but I don't need serious coverage under my eyes, so that's why I'm choosing the Maybelline. So the next category is Blemish Concealer. My favorite from the drugstore I currently don't have, and that is the Hard Candy Glamoflague, and that covers up so well. It's a very full coverage concealer. And then my high-end option is the MAC Pro Longwear, and if I had to choose between the two, I would pick the MAC Pro Longwear only because my blemishes in the winter really dry out, and that Glamoflague would cling to it in a very unflattering way. And I've used this in the winter, and I'm using it currently, so I think this concealer works for me no matter what type of skin I'm having at that moment, and it works for my blemishes all year round, and I think it'd be great for all skin types, so that is why I'm choosing this over the Hard Candy for my favorite blemish concealer. So now on to powders. My drugstore favorite is the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation. I have the shade Nude. You can tell I love it. I've hit pan. And then my high-end favorite is the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Light. So between the two, I'm picking the NYX. The NYX has more coverage, it keeps me matte, and I just think it's amazing. And the MAC is nice, but it does nothing for me because I've got oily skin. It's a beautiful setting powder. It's beautiful. It's so finely milled you can't see it on the skin. If you have dry skin and you want to set your makeup, or normal skin, I recommend this. I think it's a good product, but for my oily skin, it didn't even work for me in the winter. This is my holy grail. It's amazing, so I definitely pick the NYX powder over the MAC. Now moving on to bronzer. My favorite from the drugstore is the Revlon Photo Ready Bronzed and Chic Bronzer. My favorite from high-end is Benefit Hoola. You can tell I've used a ton. So unfortunately I just found this after it has been discontinued. So for that fact, I might get Hoola because I know it's more expensive, but this has been discontinued, so it's going to be hard to find, and people are going to jack up the price, which I know even if people jack up the price, I'm sure it's going to be less than $28. I mean, I really love this because it's 4 tones in here. It's hard to open. It's 4 different tones of matte bronzer, so this would be great for a lot of skin tones. I think it's beautiful. I also can use it to contour, but my holy grail has been Benefit Hoola. I just love this. It's a perfect neutral tone for my fair skin, and I can use it all year round, and it's a beautiful creamy texture, beautiful matte bronzer. So I would say I love them both, but just for the fact that this was discontinued, then I'm going to choose Benefit Hoola. But I do love this and so happy to have it, and I would recommend it if you can get your hands on it to totally get it. Alright, so now onto contour powder. I used 2 different products to bronze and contour. I used 2 different tones. So my favorite drugstore contour is the NYX Blush and Taupe. My favorite high-end is the Balm Bahama Mama. They're both really cool tone bronzers, but obviously this is more cool tone, and this is something that will work for me all year round. This is something I can really only wear in the summer and fall because it is very dark. I mean, I can blend it out, but it is very intense, and this is beautiful all year round. It works perfect for my fair skin tone, and it's much cheaper. So while they'll both last me a long time, I'm gonna pick the NYX over the Balm, but I think this is great too. And this works for a lot more skin tone. This one only works for fair to light, and this works for like fair to medium tan. But since we're just talking about me, not the one I suggest for everyone, I'm gonna pick the NYX. So now onto blush. This was a little bit hard for me because you guys know I'm a blush addict, so I chose 2 brands for drugstore and 2 brands for high-end because I can't just pick one. So my favorite drugstore blushes would be the Milani Matte Baked Blushes and the e.l.f. blushes. This is Delicioso Pink and this is Very Merry. Love these both. They're my favorite drugstore blushes. Then for high-end, I have, this is from the Balm. This is one of the In-Stain blushes in Toile, and this is a MAC Mineralize in Warm Soul. I would choose MAC and the Balm over Milani and e.l.f. because I love more of the colors, and I would definitely choose these. I love my high-end blushes more. There's better quality and more colors. These 2 are still amazing products. I recommend these for anybody interested in drugstore blushes, but there's only a couple shades that I like from this range, so I would overall pick MAC and the Balm, but I still really recommend these. Now onto highlighter. My drugstore option is the Hard Candy Blush Crush Baked Blush and Pinup, and my high-end is the Balm Mineralizer. I'm sure you guys have all heard about this. If I had to pick one, 300% the Balm Mineralizer. It just is much more intense, which I like, and because I'm fair, not very many highlighters show up on me that well, and this one does, so this is my holy grail highlighter. I pick this over any of them, definitely over this. I mean, this is beautiful too, but it's much more natural, and I like more intense, and because, like I said, I'm so fair, not a ton of highlighters show up on me, so this is definitely my favorite. Now, the next category is eyeshadow. For drugstore, I have Wet n Wild. This is the Walking on Eggshells trio. And then for high-end, I have MAC. I also love the Balm and Urban Decay, but if I could only pick one brand, I'd pick MAC. These are the 2 colors that I've pulled out of my big palette for spring. That's why I've got them in here. But, I mean, I think the quality of Wet n Wild is great, but I don't love their color selection. I just don't. So I would definitely pick MAC. I have got some holy grail eyeshadows from them, so 100% I pick MAC eyeshadows over Wet n Wild. Next category is eyeliner for drugstore. My Rimmel Scandalize the Nude. I use it every day. Absolutely love it. And then for high-end, I have an Urban Decay 24/7 pencil, and this is in the shade Stash, just a beautiful olive green. And if I had to choose, I would choose the Rimmel because the nude color works great in my waterline, and the Urban Decays do not stay in my waterline at all. And I've tried a bunch of different colors. They come in so many beautiful colors, but they don't stay. And this one doesn't stay either, but when it fades away, I can't see it because it's nude. It's not like it's black and makes a big mess. I've tried it in black and it smudges on me, so I'm just gonna pick the Rimmel because they both last the same amount of time on me, and this is much cheaper. But I think they're both great. Urban Decay has a lot of great colors to choose from. So Jen added in the category of jumbo lip crayons, which is awesome because those are some of my favorite lip products. So for Drugstore, I picked the Revlon Just Spit and Kissel Balm Stain. This is the shade Cherish. I also love the Revlon Matte Balms. So that's my Drugstore pick. And then high-end is the Tarte Lip Surgeons. This is the shade Elite. I also love the Tarte Matte Lip Surgeons. But if I had to choose, I'd pick the Revlon because I like the formula better. It's a bit thicker. This is a really thin formula, but like really thin. Like I like a little bit of thickness, and I like the colors from this range more. They have more colors, it's much cheaper, and you get the same effect. So I choose the Revlon over the Tarte. So the next category is lipstick, and for my Drugstore I chose Revlon Super Lustrous, and for my high-end I chose the MAC Sheen Supreme. I also really love the Revlon lip butters. This is the shade Primrose. If I could only own one lipstick, it would be this one. I absolutely love it. The color is just a beautiful blue tone pink. And then I love the MAC Sheen Supreme formula. It's very similar to Revlon lip butters, but a little bit thicker, and they stain, but they have really beautiful colors. And this is the shade Playtime. But if I had to choose, I mean, I love them both. This was one of the harder categories to choose from, but I would pick the Revlon just because this color is like my all-time favorite lipstick shade. If I could only have one lipstick in my life, it would be this one. So I'm gonna choose the Revlon over the MAC. So the last category is lip gloss, and for Drugstore, the NYX Butter Glosses. I have 6 of these. I think they're a really great scent. They have a nice texture. They have a really beautiful color range, and I love these. And then for high-end, I chose Buxom. This is Sandy. I love this. I use it so much. It's like halfway gone. I really love this. But if I had to choose, I'm going to pick the NYX because not all of these have like a ton of color payoff. I can wear these on their own. The Buxom, if I wear them on their own, of course I do have a nude, but I've got some other colors and they don't show up a ton on their own. And while I love them both and they're both holy grails, I would definitely pick the NYX over the Buxom. So I just went and checked all my favorites. 7 of them were Drugstore and 6 of them were high-end, so it's pretty much even. But you know, I like to try stuff from a bunch of different brands just to find what works best for me, and I love all these products. I would list all the products that I mentioned down below in case you guys are interested, and I thought this was really fun. I hope you all will do this tag too. If you do or have done it already, please let me know in a comment down below and I'll go watch it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.